Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis and updates on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get these types of trade ideas daily, swing trade ideas, and long term, short term, definitely check out their link down in the description for Patreon. And this is the only tier you can join. These are not tiers that you can join. This is actually for consultation, and this is actually for supporters. If anybody wants to just support the channel, that is why that is there. Now you can see these trade ideas we took a couple days ago. What happened? Well, Amazon shorted at 212 going in the money. IWM almost going in the money. SPY puts already going in the money. DIA puts over the money. I think it's at 418. Meta puts we took profit on that one. Sharp puts already going in the money. Now all these trade ideas I just took one screenshot, and there is tons of other ones that are going to pay. So don't miss out on this opportunity, and you can also support the channel by joining Patreon. Now, what happened today? Well, the tax bill is, actually sending a fear in the stock market, and yields are rising, and it's been going up, especially here in the U.S. and also in Japan. And things are just slowing down. Well, this is not some sort of a crash yet, but the market, definitely came down today with Dow Jones going down nearly 2%, almost, well, not almost, more than 800 points down on the day. We got Nasdaq going down 1.41%, S&P down 1.61%, and Russell going down the most, nearly 3%, 2.81%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500. And why communication services on top? Well, I think there was a bit of a rally on Google. Then we got basic materials, everything pretty much deep red today. In last few days, it was healthcare and utilities leading the way. It was a risk off move. You can see for the week also a risk off move here in the market. And now everything is down on this day. Now, stock market map, well, red across the board except communication services, with Google here and Meta not really going down that much. UNH took a hit again today, down 6%. Eli Lilly down 3%. Financial also taking a hit. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, both taking a big hit. Even JPM. Nvidia was up to 137. And, there is a play on Nvidia as well that we have, and that is green right now. Microsoft going down 1.22%. Apple down, PLTR, that crappy stock, also down 4%. They got Amazon down 1.45%. And finally, Tesla going down 2.68%. And now let's get right into SPY ETF. So here on SPY ETF down 1.69%, and things are slowing down. So when you see these types of pattern like inside day and just not really going anywhere, you know it that something is wrong and things are gonna pull back at one point. Now, some people would not give up. They would just go buy zero DTs and market just grinding and going higher really slowly or not really going anywhere, and those are getting toasted. Now, I'm totally against those because yes, you can make money. Don't get me wrong, but why waste your money when you know that if there is a big move, if this thing comes down $10, $15, and if you have time, you can make good money. But maybe at that point you're not gonna make crazy money like you're doing with zero DTs or two DTs here on SPY, but you'll also make money in a safer way, holding these longer expiration on SPY, whether you're getting calls or puts, does not matter. And you can see, I mean, now down $10 from the top. So you guys saw that play. 580 puts going in the money, and I have a target here that we might come into this gap here, 567 to 570, maybe retest daily 200 SMA, and that's going to be my sell target, and that is a good target to lock in profit and maybe keep runners for more downside, if the support does not hold. So what is next from here? Well, just one day it's rolling over, not the end of it. We still have a big holiday coming up Monday, and usually market does not really go red with a big holiday like that. So maybe tomorrow we get to see some sort of a move to the downside, a little bit more, and then maybe a little bit of rally into Friday. Now I could be wrong because market just gone straight up, things can definitely come down. Market is up 25-30%. Nasdaq definitely rallied back up to almost all-time highs, and even SPY only a few bucks away from all-time highs. You can see right on my screen, right here, not too far away. So going into tomorrow's session, if things are going to cool off, watch out. This is gonna be the key level to watch, guys. 576. 576. Why? Well, this rejection and top of this gap up and go here, that's going to act as a strong support. You can also see there is a confluence from this 13-day moving average, which is sitting at 578. So right here, there is going to be plenty of support. And if that holds, we might see a move back up to 586 to 590 to 591 to this 5-day moving average. And then we can talk about possibly more upside. Now, 576 to 578 gives up, then definitely it's going to roll over even more. And you're going to see 571 daily 200 SMA and possibly this gap getting filled at 567. So watch out. SPY ETF might be rolling over here in the short term, but I'm not calling for a massive dump off yet because it just one day. We need more data to call that out, and it just one day, and bulls might be coming back up tomorrow and buying up those dips just like they did for the last couple days. On triple Q is down 1.39%. So if you look at it, I mean, triple Q is actually not down that much. And now it's going up a little bit here. But finally, if you look at my screen, what has happened today and why it looks really bad for a gap fill here, right here at 507.89. And that can happen early as tomorrow. And why? Because if you look at my screen, past couple days, things are just grinding higher and then pretty much just no energy. It's gone. It's not like from here that up, up, up and go, right? It just dried up. Volume dried up. Things are not pushing higher. We got an inside day, and then, things are just not working out. And what we got today, well, you can see huge rejection here. We got over 520, another rejection, came back, but last 1 week so far since we got over 515, that is the level that it's been holding. And I was even calling this out in my Discord with my Patreon group that 515 gives up, then we can celebrate. Otherwise, I'm not interested. And you can see 511 came today, and there might be more downside because of this gap down here and how things were really overbought and now they're coming down. So here on SPY for tomorrow, if we actually open over 515, then there is a chance for a move back up to 520. 515, will act as a resistance here. And if we cannot get over that, watch out for a dump off down to 510. And then this gap fill reversal can act as a support 507.89, which got actually confluence from this 13-day moving average also right down here at 505, and then strong support also at 503. And then we have this gap down here, and we'll talk about that once we get there. On DIA, it's down nearly 2%, and there was a gap down today. So there is a gap at 425, and you guys saw that play that we took on DIA, and now riding it down to this gap. And I think it can get there. The position is green by a lot, and it might go up even more because if this thing dumps down to this 20-day moving average, which is at 414, gap is at 415, we're going to make money on this play, and we're already making money. So this would be more money, and I'm waiting for this target to hit so I can start taking profit. I was gonna go and take profit at end of the day today, but I kept myself calm and just wait for this gap to get filled and then take profit. I mean, $3 more downside, why not, right? So here on DIA, guys, I mean, you can see this thing clearly broke down from 423, and the next big support is 416 to 415, gap fill reversal. Underneath that level, you'll see a flash down to 410. If this thing rises back up, there will be resistance at 423, 425, and then rejection was twice at 428 yesterday and day before. On IWM, it's down 2.81%, and look at this gap down from 208 almost, and now down to this gap. So this one, we took some profit today, but I think this thing will come down to 202, possibly will go lower from here. So IWM broke the range today. It's been ranging in between 209 and right here you can see 206 for past couple days, and finally the range broke under 206, and the trend line here broke also. You can see And we talked about it in my video, in my last video, that if this trend line breaks, it's more than likely that it's going to come down and close this gap right here at 202.28. So I think it's heading down, this way to close this gap, and it's only, not even a buck away from this gap, and there will be support right here. Then we got strong support also below that. If that does not hold, gap fill reversal does not hold at 198. To the upside, now there will be resistance at 207. Over that, watch out for 208. Gap fill reversal to the downside can also happen, and then critical resistance at 210 on Russell. On VIX, it's up over 15%, and we talked about it in my video on Monday that if this thing spikes back up over 18, stays over 18, we get to see VIX, getting up to 20 here, and we did close over 20, so the range actually broke out to the upside here. You can see a lot of trading in between 18 and 20, but so far no breakout over 20, and there is a gap just underneath 22. So if this thing can push maybe another dollar, we might get to see the market, closing some of those gaps to the downside. Now you will see that today on YouTube and on X, people will say crash is back and market will just go down and this is it, this is it, this is done. I don't see that way. I think this is a short-term pullback. Market was getting way ahead of itself and overextended, and I've been calling it, but also I've been calling it that, don't go and blindly short the market, right? you know if you have the money to short and you can back it up, definitely go for it. But if you're somebody who's just day trading and you see this opportunity, like let's just go and short the market, and market rips even higher, and now you cannot get out, you cannot average down, you're going to lose money. So VIX, we talked about it before, that if this thing gets over 18, possibly will get up to 20, and today we closed over 20. So there is a possibility where this thing can go and close this gap just under 22, but over that gap it can go up to 23 plus. So keep an eye on this. I mean, it's not like it's going up with really crazy amount of volume, but things can get really ugly very quickly in this market because of what happened in the past last month. So VIX here definitely signaling to close this gap right here. So that would be the upside target, maybe even 23, going over that and then possibly coming back down. Now, if the market does not hold and there is some more bad news that comes out from Trump, I mean, he's the only guy that is actually doing all that in the market. Obviously, the tax bill, there is some issues with the tax bill. It's not getting passed. And yields are just rising here in the US and even in Japan. So there is some pressure out there, guys. I'll admit that. But does that mean market is going to crash and go to zero? I don't think so. The trend is up, daily trend is up, weekly trend is up, and now we're just in a hourly downtrend. So we'll see how that plays out. One day at the time. You cannot see the future. You cannot say, hey, I'm gonna short here and I can see the future, and market will be down another 500 points. That's just not the case, right? So just be careful what you do in the market, because you saw it last 4 days, even a tiny dip was getting bought up. And now, because there are no buyers, these are just events, and these are news driven. They need some sort of a catalyst to drop the market a little bit. And, these dips, I think they're going to get bought up again. So just keep an eye on it. I mean, it's just an hourly downtrend for today. After a long time, after almost 6 weeks later, we're getting some pullbacks in the market. So this is no crash. I think what it is right now, if the market goes down a little bit more, maybe 5%, 3%, that's an opportunity for all of us once again to buy those dips and possibly play it back up to the upside, unless you're just extremely bearish and you want to short the market. And that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know what are your thoughts on the market, definitely in the comment section, and I'll keep you updated tomorrow.